hosted an annual Mother's Day bash for 1,000 single moms.
The wrong that he's done supersedes any good that he's done.
But Doris and Sol Jamerson aren't buying what Suge is selling.
He's a bully, and I don't have no respect for him.
Media TV coming back at y'all with another video. Make sure y'all don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. So Big U responds to Mob James, saying how Death Row wouldn't be smashing, everything moving, how he didn't like the situation. This dude OG Bo Dior got stomped to death at an altercation at a Death Row party. Corrupt, who was there, was affiliated with the Rolling 60's. And this dude who had got stomped to death by Death Row PIRUS security. I guess Death Row was moving, and Mob James had asked him why. He had said had he been out of jail, Death Row would have existed, and Big U had clarified what he had meant when he said there wouldn't have been a Death Row had he been out. I guess he had a lot of power and influence in LA before he had got locked up in '92 and sentenced to 26 years in prison. It all started with a fight between DJ Quick's crew, who were also PIRUS and MC8. They had an ongoing beef and they dissed each other on records a lot of times. Y'all know Dollars and Cents by DJ Quick. So after DJ Quick had initiated an attack, it all kicked off from there.
What Suge is selling.
He's a bully, and I don't have no respect for him.
Witnesses say their son Kelly was beaten to death by up to a dozen Death Row thugs. Nearly 2 years ago, Kelly had joined friends at this Death Row party following the Soul Train Music Awards. It was held here at the El Rey Theater on Wilshire Boulevard. According to police, witnesses say Kelly, a 28-year-old construction worker, Little League coach, and father of 3 children, was knocked to the floor, kicked and beaten with metal chairs, glass from broken beer bottles embedded in his scalp, his face mangled, all because of a perceived slight against someone from Death Row. The Jamersons blame Suge Knight.
I was told that he was aware that my son was there, was having an argument with someone, and he said, take care of it. And that's what they did.
No one has ever been arrested.
And that's what they did.
No one has ever been arrested for his murder. The DA's office cites conflicting stories and witnesses afraid to testify.
So y'all had heard a news report how bad the situation was. The dude who got stomped to death. OG Bo D's father also had chimed in and said how Suge Knight was there and he had told his goons to take care of him, handle the situation, meaning stomp him out or do whatever you have to do. Of course, y'all know why Big U would be mad upon hearing this information, being that he was in prison and that when he had got out, he had worked right into the music industry. He feels like he could have stopped the situation. Of course, he had also mentioned that the only connection between Death Row and the Rolling 60's was Corrupt.
We about to do a Zoom with Big U. Oh yeah, that's my dog, man. He good, he woo-woo. You'll see the difference when you go, because all I heard about Big U is, oh, Big U is a bully. Big U takes shit. And I seen you on Vlad once before. He told me don't even mention it, but I gotta ask you. You had said there wouldn't be a Death Row if I was out with Suge. And I'm like, I gotta ask him what he mean by that. Because from my knowledge, you and Suge was fucking with each other.
Yeah, but not before I went to prison. You gotta remember, my mentality was one of sorts, you know, like, one, he wouldn't have had Corrupt.
Right.
He wouldn't have never had Corrupt. So he wouldn't have had a connection to us on the west side. 2, you wasn't gonna run through LA in Hollywood and all those parts where I was and where we was running a Compton Pyru thing. That's what I mean. And I mean, and because we were strong. I was very strong at that time when I left. And you know what I mean? And unless we had an understanding, but you know what I mean? Because you couldn't have came out here at that time doing that from out there. You know what I mean? That's just realistically. It's like, wasn't no LA nigga coming to Compton and bouncing up and down Compton Avenue and doing all that. You was going to have Compton Bloods, Compton Crips, Compton everybody like hollering. it wasn't no lot of niggas coming from there coming to LA doing that either, bro. It just wasn't. I'm sorry.
So it was basically respect the territory. You ain't gonna come and just disrupt our spot like you think you own the shit.
The things I heard would have made me focus on him. And the person I was,
come on, go into details with Vlad, and my whole thing was like, that would have been, niggas would have had to accept the confrontation, and that's what you're looking for when you're out there gangbanging like that. That confrontation.
No, you gotta understand, bro. I was on a whole nother level.
Mob James, and that was Big U giving his take on the situation. Had he been out, Death Row wouldn't have been coming to LA, bouncing up and down LA like they was doing in the 90s. Of course, also with his homie losing his life while he was in prison. Of course, he would feel a type of way, being that he also had influence. It was a Death Row function. The PIRUS had outnumbered the CRIPS, which is why I guess Bo D had got stomped out, because he was surrounded by 5 or 6 dudes and smashed in the head with champagne bottles.
This nigga right here, man, was my friend, my homeboy, my gangbang partner. All that. Our kids the same age. He was married to my best friend, she's like a sister to me. They married, right? New niggas killed my nigga, man. You remember I was telling you about how them wars go on, man, like war with the Long Beach niggas and all this shit, man. Nigga 40 years old now, man. He had me about 1 year, man. He died, man, behind that bullshit, man, that red, that blue.
The Rolling 60s had also started to put pressure on Corrupt, being that he was affiliated with Death Row and was signed to Death Row as an artist, and a fee had been paid by Death Row to the family of the victim, Bo D. 60s was mad and would want retaliation for losing their homeboy, so Corrupt was the go-to guy in order to have money be sent to the victim's family.
How did that situation from the guy that got killed from 60s not escalate into something larger with Death Row Records? Big U say because he was out. He came home. Yeah, so obviously there was no problem. Yeah.
For $80,000, it better not be.
That's later. Oh,
it was?
That's much later. All right, well, Big U was in jail at the time.
The incident didn't evolve into a much larger conflict. It was resolved. A fee of $80,000 might have been paid to the family, as y'all heard Mob James say. Big Heron also, who was a part of the Death Row security, he also came to Suge's defense and said everything was music and that it was the media that was trying to turn it into a gang situation. It's all business.
They always blame it on Suge what everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? He did it. He always try to avoid everything, keep everything down. This is business. This ain't no gang, none of this.
But here in the...
So that was the deadly clash between the Death Row mob PIRUS and the victim, Bo D, who was a part of the Rolling 60s, which he ended up losing his life. Rest in peace, man. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, y'all. Peace.